What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Jackson, sitting in the car on a nice sunny day. Power's here, and today we have for you another episode of AEW Lunchtime Review. So, I guess lunch break AEW review would be a better name for it. That's besides the point. Today it's a special Sunday edition, Mother's Day edition. So if you have a solid-ass mom in your life, or somebody that you consider to be a mother figure to you, make sure you tell them Happy Mother's Day, because you know they do a lot of hard work putting up with us pain in the ass kids. So yeah. So basically, to get into it, why today we're doing an AEW review is because last night AEW did a 1-hour special called Fairway to Hell at the SoFi Center in Florida, which is this golf facility. They had a fucking golf green in the arena that they actually used in the show, which I'll get to here in a little bit. But it was such a unique setup. It was fun to watch, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing of the show that happened was Jungle Jack Perry defending his national championship, the AEW national championship, against Mark Davis of the Don Callis family. I had to listen to Don Callis on commentary, which is always a joy. And, you know, I actually thought it was a really good match. It was super enjoyable. Jungle Jack did his thing. Mark Davis looked like a solid big man. And overall, it was just the crowd was into it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I honestly didn't know who was going to win. I was like, there were so many times I thought, oh, Jack Perry's going to retain. Oh, Mark Davis about to win this shit. And then I think Jack Perry kicked out of one of Mark Davis's pile drivers at one point, and I was like, oh, no, I think Jungle Jack's going to retain. And then Don Callis got off of commentary when it looked like Jungle Jack was about to win, jumped up on the ring apron to distract the ref, and then Ricochet came in to the ring. He slid in the ring with a golf club, hit Jungle Jack with it, slid out while the ref was turned around, and then Mark Davis hit his pile driver, and he won the national championship. So we have a new AEW national champion. It's Mark Davis. Honestly, not mad at the move at all. I completely understand it. They made Jungle Jack look really strong too. So yeah, we have a new AEW national champion, and it was a great way to kick off the show. So after that match, we got a video package for Nick Wayne, because he is going to be competing in the New Japan. I think they called it it's some sort of junior heavyweight tournament. I can't remember what it's called. So if you know, let me down in the comment section down below. Let me know in the comment section. You can roast me too. I just forgot to write it down in my notes what it was called, and I don't feel like looking it up. So, but they hyped up a video package for that. Nick Wayne, because he was in the tournament last year and he did really well. So they're talking. It's not the G1. I know for a fact it's not the G1. I would have remembered that. I think it's called the Super Juniors or something like that. Something along the lines of that. They hyped that up. And then after that video package ended, they cut to the golf green where Renee Paquette was. Maybe. I honestly don't really remember, but they cut to Renee Paquette, and she said that there was breaking news. Will Ospreay was cleared for competition because he's been doing the neck workouts with the Death Riders. He's cleared for competition, and on Wednesday, he's going to be facing Ace Austin, which... banger incoming. Just want to throw that out there. Will Ospreay and Ace Austin in the same ring is going to be magic. I'm sure they've worked together before, and I'm excited for it to happen on free TV. That is going to be a spectacular match. So after that, I believe it was a commercial break, and then when they came back, Jungle Jack Perry was backstage. He had ice on his back because he was selling the golf club shot. He was talking about he was pretty pissed about losing the title, but he's ready to get some revenge, and he is joining Chris Jericho's Stadium Stampede team. But since the show that match is happening at is called Double or Nothing, he wants to add to it. So him, Jungle Jack Perry, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega are all joining Chris Jericho's team. And it's like, holy shit, that is a lot of star power on one team. And then immediately after that, Don Callis and Ricochet were backstage doing an interview. And then Don Callis said that his family would join Ricochet's team. They would find however many members need to be on the team is who all from the family is going to join Ricochet's team. I mean, it's obviously not going to be Takeshita or Okada because they're fighting each other, but it'll be anyone else joining Ricochet's team. And that match, that Stadium Stampede match, is really looking like it's going to be a banger. So I am very much looking forward to that. So after that, the Divine Dominion, which is the team of Megan Bayne and Lena Cross, were in action. They faced off against some indie talent. I don't remember their names. And before the match, they introduced the new Divine Dominion rule. I don't know why I can't talk today. Sorry, guys. The new Divine Dominion rule, like eliminator thing. 5-minute eliminator is what it was called. So basically how that works is if a team can just last 5 minutes in a match with them, like they don't even have to beat them, they just need to last 5 minutes, they'll earn a future title shot, which I think could be a really cool concept. It could keep them really strong because they're clearly being booked as a dominant tag team. So like that honestly really seemed like it's a good idea. So I'm down for it. Anyway, they won their match in like 2 minutes against the indie talent. And really, they cut a promo about the whole thing afterwards. And then it was like, all right, damn, cool. This is going to keep them. Like, I think they're going to be champions for a while. And then pretty much right after that, we saw a new Double or Nothing graphic get added, which I don't know if this was already announced, but this was the first time I heard about it. They added a Fatal 4-Way match or a 4-Way match, I don't know what they call it in AEW, if it's a Fatal 4-Way or not, but I'm going to call it a Fatal 4-Way. They announced a Fatal 4-Way match for the AEW Women's Championship where the champion Tekla is going to defend against Hikaru Shida, Chris Statlander, and Jamie Hayter. So I think that's going to be a pretty good match, and so far the Double or Nothing card is looking very good, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. So the next thing that happened was just some promotion for Wednesday's Dynamite. They said that the Owen Hart Foundation Cup, or whatever the hell it's called, the Owen Hart tournament that they do every year for the men and the women. I really should have looked that up because it feels disrespectful not to know that to Owen Hart, but the Owen Hart Cup, I think is what they call it. The bracket, the men's and women's brackets for that are going to be announced on Wednesday, which that's pretty cool. The Owen Hart tournament is always super fun every year. Because even though I haven't been watching AEW the last couple years, I do watch social media and like seeing like who all wins it and stuff. Because I know the winners get shots at the titles, so like that's a pretty big deal right there. And like they get the world titles, not like just any title, the world titles. So that's a pretty big deal right there. And then once again, we go backstage to Don Callis talking. He was originally talking about how Darby Allin, if he wins tonight, or whoever wins the world title match in the main event, is gonna be like, they're gonna lose on Wednesday. And then Don Callis announced that Kazuchika Okada had to go to Japan to handle some personal business. So taking his place for the world title match on Wednesday is going to be Konosuke Takeshita. I think I finally said it right, Takeshita. Yeah, Konosuke Takeshita is going to be taking Kazuchika Okada's spot in the world title match against Darby Allin, which I'm down for because Takeshita is really good. I'm looking forward to seeing that match. Obviously, Darby Allin is phenomenal as world champion, but we don't know if he retained or not, so we got to talk about the main event to find that out. Then we got to the moment that everyone was waiting for, the main event for the AEW World Championship between champion Darby Allin and challenger Pac. And in a match that was actually a no count out match. You could still get disqualified, but there was no count outs, which, I think they just did that so they could fight on the golf green that they had in the arena, because that's exactly what they did. As soon as the bell rang, Darby Allin got out of the ring and he walked over to the green and he's like, yo, we're fighting over here. And then Pac was like, okay. So they fought over there, which was actually, I thought, was super unique and cool as shit. They used the bunkers. They took all kinds of bumps. Like, Pac got thrown in there twice. Darby Allin got thrown in there a couple times. And then Pac actually put his submission move on Darby Allin in the fucking sand pit. It's like the bunker. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy. This is super unique. Like, they're actually using their surroundings to make something cool happen. And then, like, once they were done fighting in there during a commercial break, they got back in the ring. They put on a banger of a match. They're still telling the story of Darby Allin putting his body through hell just to defend the world title every single week, every single time he was on TV, pretty much. And it was super insane. They really took advantage of that no count out stipulation. Then eventually in the match, the Death Riders came down to the ring. They were trying to help Pac win. They eventually before that, Pac set up a table on the outside and he was gonna give the black arrow to Darby Allin through that, which would have got him disqualified. But Darby Allin moved out of the way, and then Pac went through the table. Darby Allin put him in the ring. He got him in the Scorpion Deathlock, which was given to him by Sting. And I thought that was it. I thought Pac was going to tap, but he didn't. He stayed alive, got to the ropes. Then Death Riders came out. They set up 4 tables on the entrance ramp, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going to happen here? And then they used the no count out stipulation, went to commercial break, picture in picture again, and they scaled up to the top of like where the entrance ramp was, because there was an area up there where fans were. And they were fighting up there, and I'm like, oh, they're about to do a table spot. But we're at commercial break still. So I think they came back from commercial break early because we were still in picture, but both pictures were of the match happening. Because it was like, they were clearly like about to run over on their commercials, and they wanted to get that spot on the TV. Which is, I just want to say it, not saying that I'm comparing, WWE would not have done that. They would have just let the spot happen, I guarantee it. Like, they would just let it happen in picture, and then TKO would have been like, oh, we're sorry, and then Triple H would have been like, it's a new era. But not AEW. They were like, fuck this. Well, I don't give a fuck how much it hurts us. Like, this spot needs to be seen. So we get back, and then Pac throws Darby Allin off of the fucking balcony. And Darby Allin only went through 2 of the tables. Actually, he only went through 1. The second one didn't break. It was like, God damn, I know that fucking hurt. And then Pac ran down to the ring so we could try and get Darby Allin in the ring and pin him to win, but Darby Allin kicked out. And then it was just like, dude, what the fuck is going on here? And then the Death Riders were still trying to help Pac win. They distracted the ref. Marina Shafir threw the world title in the ring for Pac to use. And then Darby Allin, just out of nowhere, pops up like nothing happened. Like, he's bleeding from going through the tables. Like, just pops up like nothing happens. The ref still has his back turned, and Pac's holding the title. So Darby Allin gives him a low blow, grabs the title, hits him with the title, throws the title to the outside before the ref can see it. Darby Allin goes up top, coffin drop, 1, 2, 3, match over. Darby Allin is still the world champion, and he is going to have his 3rd defense in a week on Wednesday. It's like, even if Darby Allin loses this title at Double or Nothing to MJF, like everyone thinks is going to happen, Darby Allin is having one hell of a run. Like, he's had the title for like a month, and he's already defended it, like, I think like 5 or 6 times. It's like, it's insane what's happening here. I think it's 5. I think that was his 5th defense in like a month. Like, that shit's not normal. Like, with the world title, like, I saw someone comment the other day that Darby Allin defending the title every week is taking away its prestige, and I'm just like, you're just not smart if you think that's the truth, because it's clearly It's clearly not taking away from the prestige. I think it's making it more prestigious because we're getting to see it defended every single week, and it just makes him look more and more like a dominant champion when he keeps retaining every single week. So even if he does have a short reign, it's like, yeah, he lost the title because he defended it all the time. That's why he lost it so quick. So I love what they're doing with Darby Allin. I really hope he keeps the title past Double or Nothing. I would love to see him like keep telling the story of like his body completely breaking down on him and then eventually losing the title at like All In or something. I think that would be a much better story than him just losing it at Double or Nothing. But we'll see how it plays out. I'm interested for sure. But yeah, that was AEW Fairway to Hell. I thought it was very unique and a lot of fun. And you know, it was going against WWE Backlash as it was programming. I'm not going to sit here and say it was better than Backlash because I didn't watch Backlash. I just wasn't interested. But I had a lot of fun watching it, and I thought it was a very good show. Just for an hour, too. It was an hour out of my Saturday that I just got to enjoy wrestling. So, yeah. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you're new. Most importantly, turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss a video, and follow everything in the description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.